Artemio Hernandez, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Lambert Telemontes, what's up? Green Pool Ball, what's up? Cruz Alleys, what's up? He protect, he attack because he is sad. That might be one of the best names I've ever seen. He protect, he attack. I'm going to be honest, because I like cats, that might be one of the best names I've ever seen. Just because I like cats. I'm going to have to give you props for that. Artemio Hernandez, hey, I'm just vibing. What about you, Clay? I just got home. I just kicked off my shoes, and I thought we would, well, I don't know, I guess it's all, I only just put it up a few hours ago, but I was going to say we could talk about that recent video that I just put up, if you guys want to talk about that, but I just put it up recently, so I don't know how many people actually watched it, and I know I was playing it for myself, and I know I was rambling as usual, and I kept coughing up all these boogers, sick people stuff, but we could talk about it here as well. I'm eating some cashews. What is this? Vegito. Excuse me. Kai Kiske, what's up? Your mom is gay. Your mom is gay? You know, I was going out for a walk, and I met a very nice grandpa and a very nice grandma. The grandpa, or the grandma, not the grandpa, but the grandma came up to me, and she's like, hey, we always see you walking. We always see you walking, blah, blah, blah. And so I just started talking to this grandma and this grandpa for a little bit, but... Well, Vegito's gloves conduct electricity. Like, look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this electrical aura. His gloves conduct electricity. If not for the gloves, this electrical kamehameha of destruction would have fucked up his shit. Cashews are nice, but I recommend pistachios. I accidentally recently got some pecans. Let me tell you, pecans are gross. But it was too late. I had already opened it up. I had opened up the Pandora's box of pecans. And I was like, these can't be that bad. Pecans can't be that bad, but goddamn, I was wrong. I was like, nope, pecans are still nasty. And I fucked up. Unfortunately, I fucked up. But you know, we all make mistakes. Live and learn. Hanging on to the edge of tomorrow. Those are the words of yesterday. Live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Something, 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 something. Whoa, yeah, down. He protect and attack because he is sad. 3 and baby. 3 and a baby. What does that mean? Adriano Gonzalez. I started going to the gym. That's good. Lambert Telemontes. Indeed. He protect and attack because he is sad. Message retracted. I don't know what you said. I don't know what you said now. What did you say? Were you complimenting me on my amazing singing and then you deleted it? A low tad. Hello, what's up? Have you heard the demo version of Sonic Heroes? The lead singer just mumbles nonsense through the entire song, and then at the chorus he belts out Sonic Heroes. Nope, haven't heard that. Dalen. Is that your name, Dalen? I've never heard the name Dalen before. Dylan or Dalen? Hey, this is the first stream I've caught of yours, bros. I'm a huge advocate of you and what you've done for the game. I do my best to watch my homies' backs. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Do I have any spooky Halloween stories? No, not really. I don't think I can really think of any spooky Halloween stories. What about you guys? Do you guys have spooky stories? Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Cool Stool, what's up? A low tad, how was your day? Yeah, that is my name. Actually kind of mind blown that you said it correctly the first try. That isn't very common. Well, you got an interesting name, I guess. You'll all be able to say that. Dalen. Like I said, I've never heard anyone with the... Has anyone else ever heard the person with the name Dalen? I've never heard that name before. How's your day today? Like I said, I just got home. I just kicked off my shoes. I went for a walk and talked to a very nice grandpa and grandpa. We talked about the world ending. And I took off my shoes. And I thought we would talk about this recent video I made, if people watched it. I know I just put it up. So I don't know if everybody watched it. Well, of course not everybody watched it, but I don't know if anyone else watched it, so we could discuss the video. I'll wait a few more minutes, see if we can get some people in, and then go from there. Your recent Piccolo combo video was sick. Thanks, dude. I made a few of them, so make sure you watch all of them. Once a long time ago. Have you ever heard my name before and you can guess my nationality? I don't know. Spanish, Portuguese, I don't know. Big Bob Billy. It sounds like one of those interesting ways of spelling a name that is trendy these days, like Mike. Did people spell their name like Michael like that, or Lakin, Lakin? I don't know. I don't even know what word that is. I want peanuts now. To make the game better, make everyone broken. Honestly, Sweet spots with the orb and making things unreflectable is interesting. Yeah, so that's why I made that video. So I've actually posted this stuff before. You know, I know the community wants to say I'm just a combo video dude, and they just try to constantly forget that I used to win all these tournaments and that I actually also put out strategy for Dragon Ball Z saying how the game was going to work, which of course 20 years I've been right. I mean, but yeah, you know, I don't think a lot of people know that you can actually make moves unreflectable and everything like that. Like I have thought about how would I play this game and what would like my mindset be, right? So, like I said, we can talk about that today if people want to talk about it. But yeah, there are some things in this game that I don't know if people know on a general level that you can do. And I've posted about it multiple times, but you know, people don't always watch the strategy videos when I talk about what's actually possible. Have I ever been confused with someone? I suppose, yes. If you ask me the best way to fix the game, ask guys to actually play the game. Like, let you and actual EVO winners decide how it works. Well, I've said that before, though. You know, back in the day when I was going to tournaments, I went very early on. Just because people go to tournaments and all that kind of stuff doesn't necessarily mean they're good. There's a lot of people who, and even if they are good, a lot of people can't talk about the game. Like I said, when I went to my first tournament as a kid, I didn't even know I was good at video games. I saw people talking about video games and supposedly they were good at games. They place in regional tournaments, all this kind of stuff. And then I started going to tournaments and I'm like beating all these people. And I'm like, man, these people aren't that fucking good at video games, dude. Not only are these people not that good, most people can't talk about a video game intelligently either. You know what I mean? So it's very rare to find someone who can even do both. Because every now and then, of course, you know, some people are good at games and you'll meet someone that's good at games, but, you know, they can't really talk about a video game. They're like a fucking idiot. And so it's like, okay, well, you can't talk about the game, so... You know what I mean? It's very rare to meet someone who is actually good at games and can actually talk about video games. I would love to see you play the game. Clayton, can you make a My OnlyFans? If I had a big dick, sure. The combos are cool, but you also playing would be good as well. Well, I've showed me playing games before. I've showed me playing. I've showed me beating the Japanese. I've showed me getting second at EVO, a world tournament. You know what I mean? I've showed all that stuff before. Zed, hello, new fan here. I was just wondering if you ever had a moment where you had a strong opinion about an aspect of the game, but then you realized you were wrong and you changed your mind. I don't think I've ever had a strong opinion about something. A strong opinion about something and then it changed my mind. Like certainly there were things that were possible in the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta that were not possible in the final version of the game. So, you know, I had an opinion on certain things that were in the beta, how they would affect the final version of the game, but then they weren't the same. So does that count? You know what I mean? So I don't know if I've ever had like some crazy opinion on something, like some super dead fast opinion on something, and then it changed, right? Of course, you know, you can be leaned a little bit, but in terms of like a super strong opinion totally changing, no. Not unless the thing actually changed as well, you know? Do you think Z Brawley is a top tier character in the game? I don't play the game competitively, so I don't have any big opinion on the game competitively like that. Simon Gillard, What's up, dude? Have you checked out King of Fire 2002's netcode? Nope, I haven't. Do you play Jump Force? Nope. Clayton, what would be your key blast move in real life? I'm not sure. Z Brawley can practically TOD with 3 hits. I'd say he's absolutely top tier. Do you think it would be cool to allow a final character on the team to have longer combos? No. I don't know why you would do that. Do you think they're going to buff Vegito or Goku Black? I don't know, maybe eventually. I want to see a TOD now. How do you rate second impact versus third strike? Like I said, just in general, the Street Fighter 3 series, I don't care about Street Fighter 3, but I don't think it's like a terrible game per se. You know, just because I don't like a game doesn't mean, you know, just because I don't like a game doesn't mean that I think it's a bad game per se. I don't know. Second impact versus third strike, what do I think? I think some of the stages are better. Well, I guess it's kind of a give and take with the stages, of which stages are better. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a give and take with second. Because I don't really care about the series in general, I would say it's kind of a give and take, actually, with what I think is better and which one. What would your team be if it was competitive? I'd try to make a team around Vegito, probably. What types of mechanic would you add in the game to make it more interesting? I think we've done that the past few videos, so I don't know if I want to do that again. I was going to talk about the Vegito video stuff I just did before we start. But I just made videos about that, what I would change about the game. But once we start talking about the game today, I was going to talk about Vegito specifically. Yo, what's up, Milk Master Man? Am I the Milk Master Man? Tears are for people who don't understand the game. Thanks for the stream. Who did you play in Garo? I played Kim, the good brother. Kim Ja-hoon. Ja-hoon, right? There's Kim Dong-won and Kim Ja-hoon. Ja-hoon. I played him. Anyway, we're almost about ready to talk about this game. Let me get a water. Let's about get this show started. I know Vegito's your favorite character in the game. Well, no, I don't think Vegito's not my favorite character in the game. He's just my favorite character. So I just made him work, that's all. He's not actually my favorite character in the game. I know Vegito's your favorite character, but could you mess around with Z-Brawl's mechanics and show what he was going for him? I actually have made a video about how I would change Brawly. I actually have already made a video about that on my channel. It should still be there. Tiers are for people who understand the game completely. Like I said, tier list. I made that video about tier lists. Most tier lists that people put out, dude, I said, You guys gotta understand this. Most people that talk about video games are not good, dude. Most people that talk about video games are not good and they have no idea what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Most tier lists are nonsense. I'm not saying tiers don't matter, but most tiers are nonsense because most people aren't even good at the game. And most people, when they make a tier list, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Then you also have to get into what kind of tier list is it? Is it a tier list based on just strengths in general? Is it a tier list based on matchups? You know what I mean? So all this kind of shit. You know what I mean? So look at this. I don't want to throw some of these people under the bus, but look at Super Turbo, dude. Look at some Super Turbo tier list, and this is so ridiculous. There are a lot of top players that actually say, like, so fucking funny too. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but anyone can watch Japanese tournaments of Ryu versus Honda. Yes, Ryu beats Honda, right? But how often do you see Honda just rape Ryus in Japanese tournaments? You've seen the top Hondas come to America and they just rape the top Ryus. Yet, you also see these top Ryus rating Honda versus Ryu in 8-2. And it's like, how the fuck are the Japanese raping all these top player Ryus if the matchup is 8-2? Because you know what? Most of these people, they just want to make it sound more extreme if another character wins. You know, they want to like play up the drama or something. It's like, yeah, he beats him. You know, he doesn't beat him 8-2, dude. Yeah, it's like, so a lot of people, a lot of tier lists and stuff like that, people exaggerate shit. And, you know, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about half the time. So, you know, just because you're good doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about either. Or you can talk intelligently, right? So. Ready? Alright, tears of blah, blah. So some are worse than others, just like blah, blah. I mean, I'm ready. Clayton, in terms of lore and other, after the, wait. Clayton, in terms of lore and after Brawly Super movie, which do you think? Oh, Vegito, of course. No, I've always thought Vegito was cool. Dong, yeah, Jong. What's Vegito's hardest combo? Some of the, I guess, the hardest combos with Vegito is the auto combo Tiger D Banshee Blast could be hard. And some of the solo instant kill combos are hard depending on the character. Do you think there are requirements of technical execution? No, it's not old-fashioned. No, of course not. Execution is a part of the game. The whole concept of making tier list is pointless, though. I don't agree with that. Tier list does have a point. You just need to make sure that people are actually talking about it intelligently and you know what the rules are. Because some people, they're just throwing their hot pancakes out and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Trying to make things seem more dramatic, etc. You know what I mean? Just, it depends. Like I made in my video about Karnov's Revenge, dude, right? Like I said, what do I know about Karnov's Revenge? I learned the game lickety-split and the Japanese were telling me I was the best in the world at the game at one point, dude, right? There was like a 2chan thread on me at one point. And I've said about Karnov's Revenge, the tiers, right? You got to think about this. How are you thinking about the game, right? And I use this analogy. There's two different ways that Karnov's Revenge is played, right? Karnov's Revenge has one way it's played in terms of very strong kind of fundamental ideas of like fighting games, of like very strong fireballs, very strong dragon punches kind of stuff. And then there's also another way that Karnov's is played. There's a very kind of scrub-a-dub nature of Karnov's Revenge, right? Kind of like you're flipping a coin half the time because characters can just kill you outright because the game is so volatile. So you have a character like Ray. Why is Ray so good in Karnov's Revenge? Because his fundamental strengths are so good. Just his fireball is so, just the fireball alone, his fireball alone is so simply overpowering. Most characters are not equipped to deal with it properly, right? In the grand scheme of the games, his simple ideas, right? So then, that's a character that is good off that fundamental idea perspective of Karnov's Revenge. But then you have two other characters. A character like the coin flip idea of Karnov's Revenge. So you have a character like Mizuguchi, who has the worst fireball in the game. He is not fundamentally strong in the game in that sense. In that sense, he's actually a terrible character in the game because he has the worst fireball in the game. He has one of the most punishable DPs in the game. He's terrible. But he plays the coin flip part of Karnov's Revenge very well. In terms of characters that can flip a coin and potentially beat you, Mizuguchi is a strong character in the narrative of the game. So then you get into another character, though, like Zazzy. Zazzy is also a character who is very strong at the coin flip mind game of Karnov's Revenge. And so then there's always the comment then, why is Zazzy such a cheap character and Mizuguchi is just such a average character then in the game? And it's because although both characters excel at the coin flip idea of strategy in Karnov's Revenge, when Karnov's makes you, when Zazzy makes you flip the coin, he has a gun to your head. Whenever Mizuguchi is doing the coin flip strategy of Karnov's Revenge, he never has a gun to your head. But whenever Zazzy flips the coin in the match, there's always a gun to your head. So the pressure is always on you. And that's why Zazzy is such an infinitely better character than Mizuguchi, even though they both excel at one aspect of the game. So again, that's why you have to think when you're doing tier lists, you got to think, what level are you thinking about the game on? You know what I mean? Because there's so many different perspectives you could come at it, right? Is it a character versus character thing, you know? What are we like, you know? There's a lot of different ideas how you have to be able to think about video games. Anyway. Where are we? Look for the Brawley video. Yeah, I'll throw him under the bus for you. Seeing the way go, one said all the characters are good. I believe it was just 30 plus. I'm like, bro, maybe for the best player in the game, but not for me. Who's your top 3 characters to play in the game? I don't know. Like I said, I don't really play the game. I just kind of play the game when I'm bored, so you know, it's hard to say. Karnov's Revenge. Like I said, I have videos of me beating the Japanese in Karnov's Revenge when I was considered the best in the world. I've posted stuff like this. I have videos of me playing it on my YouTube. I have videos of me playing Guilty Gear, doing supposedly humanly impossible combos in real matches, blah, 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 blah. What theme of Vegito do you like the best? I don't know. Anyway, are we about ready to do this video? Is everyone ready to talk about this bullshit? Or forever hold your peace? So again, I don't know if people watch the YouTube video, but of course, you can watch the YouTube video again after this, of course, give it some views. Okay. So, of course, like any nerd, I have thought, how would I play Karnov's Revenge competitively if I wanted to play the game, right? So just like, you know, when I was able to already find out how the game was going to work. Why does this chat keep dying on me on my phone? What is going on with my phone right now, dude? Why is my phone doing this? It's very fucking annoying. Right? So just like I was able to tell how the combo system in this game would work, I also was able to tell how the system worked as well. People think Clayton's only a combo guy. Clayton has been describing how games are going to work for 20 years, even without ever playing them. And somehow he's always accurately correct. I can't even say the word because my English sucks. So anyway, of course I've thought like anyone, when you're going to play a game, you got to think, well, how am I going to make this game fun, right? What are mindsets when you play a game and you're like, that was the fun part of the match, right? You're like, that part of the match made the game fun. That mind game that's happening, that guessing interaction between us is making the game enjoyable, right? So when you look at Vegito, you know what I mean? You got to think of, what is this character bringing to the table? How can I make this character interesting and fun to play? Because, like I said before, although Vegito isn't how I would do him in the game, I do think Vegito is a potentially interesting character. He's actually potentially very interesting. Even though it's an air dashing game, you know what I mean? Even though he has like, you know, shitty high-low mix-up for an anime game, if the fundamentals of the game, right? If the fundamentals of the game were correct, he actually could still be a very powerful character, I think, actually, right? I think he's actually, objectively speaking, very interesting. Just like I don't give a fuck about Krillin. I don't give a fuck about Krillin, but Krillin is a very potentially interesting character in the game, right? So then when you think about Vegito, what is the character of Vegito bringing in this game? Where's like the idea, like, and again, I'm going to contradict myself here a little bit because I'm going to show you, because I realize that none of this stuff is, it's real. It's like real in a fake way, right? And that's what made it like, it feels cheap and unrewarding whenever you do it, right? So you got to look at what are his actual strengths, right? What is he doing that other characters in the game can't do, right? And you think, well, he's got the Banshee Blaster, right? This move, if not for fireballs, homing dashing, and reflecting, this shit would be fucking cheap, right? You know what I mean? Like, what is he bringing to the table? So we have this move, and how are we going to put this move in our game plan, right? And then we have this is very important, right? Because he has this sweet spot where all his game plan revolves around, right? And you have to remember how I've talked about there's a glitch where you can make your moves unreflectable, right? So if you don't know how to make your moves unreflectable, could you turn the volume down of the game a bit? I don't think the volume is on. The volume's like almost off, dude. It's like at 20. I don't know how much lower you want it, dude. It's like extremely low, right? So anyway, does everyone know? Did everyone watch or read or whatever about how when I talked about how you can make your moves unreflectable? Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So basically, normally this is not good, right? Where is this? What am I doing? Not switch, I do guard all, guard cancel, right? So you know what I mean? Normally stuff like this, well boy, you can't even block that, right? You can't even block that in time, right? Because the fireball is, you can reflect it immediately, right? So you're like, well, fuck, how am I going to make this sweet spot work? Because this is not real. $20. Hidden select counter pick. Hey, thanks for the 20 bucks, right? That's low? Yeah, I mean, it's really low, right? I mean, I don't know how low. It's almost completely off, but thanks for the 20 bucks. I don't think I've actually ever seen you comment on my stuff before, but thanks. So anyway, how are we going to make this work? Because this is obviously a fundamental idea of Vegito, right? Right? I mean, we need this shit to work. So one, before we get into the bug of how to make this work, you guys know that you can vanish install your moves, right? Did you guys know that? That you can So normally when you do a normal, whatever, right? You can Kara cancel your normal, right? We all know that, right? It's actually cool. I think it's actually very cool. We can Kara cancel our normal. But you can also vanish install your special moves. Maybe not a very known thing, right? So what do we have right here? So let's like look at this step by step, how we're trying to make this sweet spot work. So I don't know what slot I have it on, right? Was it this? What is this? Nope, that's something else. Was it this? Nope, it's not that. Was it number 1? What did I save it to? Okay. So yeah, so Vegito is going to be playing at mid-range, right? We want to play at this mid-range because that's where the sweet spot is. So first of all, I don't want myself to be reflecting and homing dashing, right? So let's look at this normally. I'm not going to do anything, right? Boom. That's a sweet spot. We want that kind of shit to work, right? Because that's the idea of his character. Even if Vegito has shitty high-low mix-up, right? Now, of course, we wish he did Fireball. Well, of course, we wish the game actually had real block damage because that would fucking help our fucking titties, right? But at least we got to keep this pressure of the sweet spot. So again, I set it to the computer, so I'm not cheating anything. If we do nothing, right? Boom, boom. But if I try to homing dash out of this now, boom. I vanish installed the move that no matter what, if the character tries to get out of this, if I have meter, they get hit, right? Because it's a special move and not a normal, you can vanish install the special move, okay? You see what I did there? Boom. That's what Vegito wants to. That's one of the things. We want to play at this, you know, when I'm trying to teach myself and theorize how would I play this game, right? Okay, so again, just to watch this boom, boom. He does that, blah, blah, blah. The move is vanish installed, so no matter what, you automatically vanish if the guy tries to get out of it, right? okay? Because you vanish install the special move. So let's look at some more stuff. That's not a glitch though. I mean, that's not a glitch though. That's just abusing the game system. But there is also a glitch, right? Because let's not even get into vanish installing the moves, right? So normally, or whatever, let's look at it like this. Training settings. Where is it? We want it to, oh, no, wait. Guard all, guard cancel. Super dash. Okay, so normally if I do this fast, right? Because this is another important thing. We want all our fireballs to, we don't even have to want to deal with this. We don't even want to have to deal with the idea. Let's say we don't even want to deal with the idea of having to react to that, okay? We don't even want to have to deal with trying to bait that, right? So I want to show you that you can make that unreflectable and unhoming dashable, right? So I'm just going to try to make this so medium, right? So obviously this should not work. I can't get the medium out, right? If I do this fast, I can't get the medium out, right? But if I stutter step when I do it, time out. Will this thing stop going? Okay. You see? He couldn't homing dash out of it anymore. Did you see what I did there? There's a glitch in the game if you stutter step when you do a fireball or make it so it just barely doesn't combo, the guy can no longer homing dash or reflect out of anything, okay? This is something I talked about right when the game came out, right? And so this is important if we're thinking about this sweet spot of how if we're going to theoretically play Vegito, right? Because again, right? Stutter step, boom. He can no longer reflect and homing dash out of it. What? There's nothing. I'm not doing any glitch, dude. There's no glitch. There's no glitch. It's exactly how I'm telling you, dude. There's no glitch, right? So I'll do it fast, and I can't get it out. But if I stutter step, there. He can't homing dash out of it anymore. He can't homing dash or reflect out of it anymore, okay? So then, besides vanish installing this move, so you can't be punished, right? Then we also have the idea of, again, right? If we're just doing like, again, if we're just doing this, boom. We have to vanish install that to make that work, right? But if we stutter step when we do it, then the character can no longer, then we don't have to worry about vanish installing our moves, right? So if I'm just like, let me see, hopefully I don't time it wrong, but... Nope, see, I fucked it up. I suck, dude. Oh, man, I sucked. I'm sorry. Time out. There, I blocked it, see? You got to stutter step when you do it, but then it makes it so your fireball is not reflectable. And I can actually block that then, right? So then, because normally you just can automatically do it. So, oops, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Fuck my titties. And then you can bait it. And if the guy tries to get out of it, you're actually baiting it, right? So, let's even get even further, right? So we already have, you can vanish install your moves. You can make your moves unreflectable and unhoming dashable, right? Because we don't want Vegito to be, we don't want our opponent to be able to do this shit, right? At least if we have shitty mix-up, we got to make it so at least the pressure is actually working, right? So then let's get into what more of this sweet spot is doing, right? So when we're at this sweet spot, right, we also have stuff like, let me just get Goku out of here just to show this real quick, right? When we're at this sweet spot, even if the character tries to get out of this kind of stuff, because of priority and all this kind of shit, fuck my titties, where's cancel, right? Counterattack X, like, just to show he can't get out of that, right? If he tries to jump, if he tries to do whatever, he just gets hit, right? If he were to try to homing dash, I guess we could set him to homing dash if it matters. I mean, it doesn't matter, obviously, but, you know, obviously we did that. He's going to get hit, right? It doesn't matter, whatever he's trying to do. So we have this kind of sweet spot. Let's talk more about this sweet spot. So we have this sweet spot here where we're like dashing in and out, boom, like that. We have some Banshee Blast stuff. We can vanish install the move. We can make the move unreflectable, period. So what else do we have? So we're like stagger pressuring even from here. You know, we're trying to bait stuff. If he did try to homing dash, boom, boom. This doesn't hurt us if we're, well, then we're just right back here, right? We're making our moves unreflectable, technically in the first place, which we can do, right? Then we also have stuff, if we're making our moves, the fireball unreflectable, let's look at it like this. Then Vegito actually has certain strings where, because of, if you guys know how the priority system in this game works, even if a jab comes out before medium, the medium will beat the jab because of the priority, right? So you can purposely set yourself up. So say if we weren't timing this correctly, right? But let's say an example, I might do, boom. So you see that left me at 0? And you might be like, well, Clayton, that's not real. That's not real, Clayton, because you just did a fireball and homing dash, and you can homing dash or reflect out of that. Well, actually, I just showed you, you can't homing dash or reflect out of that if you time it correctly. So you're like, wait, what? Like, think about this, because I want to tell you, this is like the sweet spot of this character if you're theoretically thinking of how he's played, right? So you stagger pressure his stuff, so you make it unreflectable, right? Boom, 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 boom. He's at 0. And you're like, again, you think about it, how the game's supposed to work, and you're like, well, you can't do a fireball into that. That's not real. And it's like, no, but if you stagger pressure it, if you do the stutter step, you can't reflect or homing dash out of it anymore. And since you can't reflect or homing dash out of it anymore, well, let's look at an example, right? Let's throw Vegito in here. I don't know which part of this I have this in. Time out. Again, I don't know which slot is recorded to what. Time out. Oh, sorry. I don't remember what slot is recorded to what. So what did I do here? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's that thing. That's a different thing. So what is this one at? 3? What is 3 at? Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So he's going to do a medium. Okay. That's what I want you to watch. So just to show you, because we showed that you can't homing dash or reflect out of this if you time it right. So then normally, right, if I was trying to be boom, boom, it's going to beat me. If I pick Vegito, right? It beat me. Even though my little kick was obviously out there, you saw I was kicking shit. He should have ran into it, right? He should have ran into that, right? But if you're thinking, but it's like, oh, it's the priority system of the game. No. So watch, I'll show myself trying to homing dash out of this as well, right? So he's gonna do a fireball. Did you see? I was trying to homing dash out of it. Even though it was a fireball, I could not homing dash out of it. Do you see what I'm saying? So even the move technically left me at minus. The game won't let you reflect or homing dash out of it. And it puts you at just enough disadvantage that even when the guy tries to come out of it with a faster move, your medium comes out and your medium automatically has priority over other moves that come out. Do you see what I'm saying? So anyway, again, it doesn't look, you know, it's boom, right? So let's take this even a step further, right? Let's put in the glitches while we're doing it. We're going to put in the whole thing. I'm going to put in the glitches while we're doing it, the whole thing. So let me see if this is the right one. Boom, boom. Remember, we can't attack out of it, or you can attack out of it, you know, technically, but you know what I mean. So there we go. We tried to attack out of it there. I'm going to try to homing dash out of it. Nope. Won't let me homing dash out of it, even though it's a fireball, right? Let's watch what happens even further. So what does he do after this? Boom. Now we're at even. And since we're at even, I can jab because at this range of Vegito, because remember, you're both at even at this range, right? And versus normal characters, when you're at this, even though Vegito's light punch is 1 frame slower than everyone else's, well, his jab has more range. Their jab is going to miss from that range, right? So Vegito is actually going to win if they try to jab there, right? So then let's watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Blah, 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 blah. We've seen. He's going to jab. Now watch this. Boom. He blocked it. Because then after that, that sets up the glitch where you can no longer then homing dash through the fireballs. Again, for the Banshee Blast. So we did two different things. We went from sweet spot to sweet spot. Do you see what I'm saying? Sweet spot to sweet spot. Watch. I mean, you can see me. I was trying to homing dash out of it, right? Boom, boom. We saw you can't, well, you can get out of it, but you can't get out of it from what you normally think, right? So then let's watch this again. I'll try to get out of it. Boom, boom. He blocks it. Normally, of course, that doesn't work. Normally, that does not actually work, right? Again, let's watch. Normally, that will not work unless you do that exact same thing, right? That normally will not work unless you do that. Let's watch this again. You normally can't do that, right? Because watch. Well, fuck, it's not even remotely real. Do you see this? That's not even remotely real, right? Look how crazy, that wasn't even remotely real, dude. But if you do exactly what I just showed you, like the exact strings how I showed you, then it works. So let's watch this again. Boom, boom. Imagine he tries to get out of it. Boom, I tried, nope. Even though I did a jab, it did jab faster. Let me try to homing dash out of it. Nope, it wouldn't let me homing dash out of it. Let's watch this. Boom, 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 boom. Now watch the whole thing again. Boom. If I try to get out of it, he blocks it. Normally, I'm allowed to get out of that. But because that happened in that specific sequence, you're no longer allowed to get out of it through the same method, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Well, of course you can backdash. Yes, I mean, I guess I could backdash. Yes, I could backdash, of course, right? I mean, yes, I could backdash. I mean, yes, I backdashed. I mean, but I don't know. Okay, I backdash, right? I mean, yes, you could backdash. I could try to backdash the fireball, but I'm going to get hit then, right? So, boom, boom, blah, blah, blah. Then I got hit, right? So anyway, what we're looking at right here, right? So we have this sort of sweet spot, right? So this is how what I've been telling you guys, right? So what do you have right here? Let's go over what we talked about already so far. So what chat, was it this one? Okay, so this is like the sweet spot again, right? Again, I'm not going to try to get out of it. This time, imagine I'm trying to get out of it, right? And I set the computer to do this too. So it's not me purposely missing. It's not me purposely missing or anything, right? So Vegito, he's, oh, wait, sorry. So what was the slot again? I don't remember the slot. Is it this slot? No, sorry. What slot is it at? 3? Was it 3? No? 4? It's not 4. Which one is it? No, it's a different one. Okay, was it 1? What was it? 1? Okay, yeah. So say again, think about the game from the sweet. Let's go over what we've talked about so far, right? We have this sweet spot of Vegito, right? We want to keep harassing the guy at this range. When we're stuttering it, and since you stutter it anyway because you want to make it unreflectable by doing the glitch, etc., right? So we have this sort of sweet spot of Vegito that we're using, right? When we stutter it, we can react if they do try to homing dash out of it, assuming we fucked it up, right? We're banish installing the Banshee Blast in case he tries to get out of it. We have just this for shits and giggles if he's trying to do a normal or some bullshit, right? That's going to hit him. And then we're back right here. Okay, what does that do, right? So again, imagine Vegito is, you know, dancing in and out of this range, blah, 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 blah. Boom, he goes blah, 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 blah. Maybe the guy wants to jump, you go up for a grabby, whatever, you know what I mean? Slam dunk, whatever the fuck the move is called, right? So then, again, let's watch what the computer does to me. I don't try to get out of it. He's playing at that range. He's keeping his pressure. But since I vanish installed it, hopefully it still works unless the game is bugging, right? He automatically vanishes if I try to get out of it because I vanish installed the special move earlier on. Do you see what I'm saying? I vanish installed the move earlier on, so even if I do try to get out of it, he'll automatically get out of it. So it makes me sort of have to take it. I sort of quotation marks. It's not real because you know, you're not really doing any block damage. And of course, there's other things you can do. But from a common perspective of what you think is possible to get out of it, you can't get out of it the same way. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have that. We have ways if we stagger our pressure, they can't homing dash reflect out of it. Then we have potential big strings like this. Let's look at Gohan. I mean, Gohan's got this big ass jab, right? This jab should be good, right? Blue, 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 blue. Fuck my titties. Where are we? What is the slot at? Slot. I don't remember which slot is which slot, right? Is this? Oh, that one actually hit it. Oh man, I got exposed right there. There we go, beat it that time. Yeah, so see? Okay. Who is messaging me during production? Did Mel make another Facebook? Watch this again. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to jab. It doesn't matter even though it looks like this isn't real, right? It looks like that's not real, but it doesn't matter. And I can't homing dash out of it because I made it unreflectable. Boom, boom, boom. So then I'm eating this, blah, blah. Then he goes for that again. We could try to get out of it again. Let's see. So where was the next time I'm going to try to jab? Boom. Can't jab there. Boom. Now I'm going to try to jab again. Boom. He keeps hitting me because like I told you, even though he's at 0, you're both at 0 there. The jab there, Vegito is in the, you know, advantage there. Okay, so let's try to get out of it again. Where else do we get out of this? Okay, let's try to get out of it at the end. Boom, boom, blah, blah. Boom, he can block. So do you see, I added everything, all these ideas that I'm talking about, we just all showed them in a row, which is technically, you know, possible, right? So then we get into, where am I? So if I'm Vegito, right? Okay, so we have this sweet spot again, blah, 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 whatever we're doing. We're banish installing moves, all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? All this kind of crap, right? We're playing at this sweet spot. So how do we actually convert? Because here's the problem with Vegito too, we think, right? One of the problems with Vegito is like, well, fuck. How are we going to be converting these random hits? Because we don't have a mix-up, right? You know what I mean? We don't have a mix-up, right? There's no real fucking mix-up, so we're going to have to, like, convert off of these fucking random hits, right? So what are some of these random conversions? Well, let's see, what is this? Is this one of the random conversions? Boom. So, you know, you're playing in and out of range, you know what I mean? You're trying to hit with the orb, and then here's like a random conversion. Boom. Because you can't do this, if you stutter step this move, you're not going to be able to react to that and get like a real combo. It just is too slow. You have to commit to the homing dash at that range. You know what I mean? If you're trying to combo at this from this range, you have to commit to the homing dash. So that's not a good conversion, right? You know what I mean? That's not realistic. But a more realistic conversion would be something like this, right? Boom. It hits. You can do that very slow. Boom, blah, blah. Look at me mashing, dude. You guys don't think I mash? Look at this shit. Boom. Look at these mashes. I'm just mashing all over the place. I don't even want to see that because people are going to make fun of my command history. Right? So again, there's a random punch. Oh shit, it's like, okay, here's a random conversion from this scenario, right? Random conversion 1 from this scenario, okay? There's one combo, right? Boom. So what would be another conversion from this scenario, right? Let's watch this again. Another conversion. Boom. He's going in and out. You know what I mean? Because you're like, blah, blah. How do I hit this guy? Boom. Stagger, pressuring. Boom. Boom, boom. Sometimes I do this. Boom, 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 boom. Fuck my titties up my butthole. Boo, 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 boo. I'm vanish installing all the moves so he can't homing dash out of it. Boom. Maybe I do that and it hits. So what do you do when something like that hits? Oh, good. What am I doing? Blah, blah. Boom. Then you have a combo like this. There you go. You got your like little half-life conversion for this. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Again, you're in and out of neutral, blah, blah, blah. You might try to bait a homing dash once. Oh, you go do this, boom, boom, blah, 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 blah. Bang, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, right? But then you're like, okay, wait, he's going to get hit by this. Boom, shit. There's my random conversion off that from an air hit, right? Boom. There's your conversion. And it works even if, say if you go, oh shit, he got hit by the orb, but I was already vanish installing the move, blah, blah, blah. So what do you do there? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, he's in and out of range, boom, boom. He's going boom, ah, shit, boom. It hits. That's your conversion, dude. Right? This is your fucking sweet spot, and these are your conversions off of it, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So, hopefully you guys get... This is an idea of what I was thinking. How would I play this game if I wanted to play it competitively? We've showed the glitches, how you can make your moves unreflectable, unhoming dashable, all that kind of stuff. We've showed how you can vanish install your moves, all this kind of stuff. We've showed the conversions. We've showed because of the priority system, you can purposely, you know what I mean? It's like boom, stutter step, boom, jab. You're at 0. It's a very simple string. A very simple string, and it resets the match, right? Boom, stutter step, boom. I'm at 0. But I'm also at a range where only my jab hits and other characters' jabs don't hit. So even though we're at 0, Vegito is at the advantage then, right? Right? Because other characters don't have this jab. So we purposely did a string that not only makes our stuff unreflectable, it also, if we wanted to go back to the sweet spot, whatever, right? Boom. I fucked it up that time, but anyway, you go back there, right? Boom. -1 that time, but yeah. I mean, you can time it pretty realistically that you can get -1 or 0 from that string all the time, right? And then from that range, well, their jab isn't going to hit, but your jab does. Right? Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, you see how he's harassing you from this mid-range, whatever, right? And I was thinking, okay. But every time I think about this shit, and I was trying to tell myself, okay, there is a potential here, right? I was trying to tell myself, when I'm thinking about theoretically how I would play the game, I'm like, okay, there is a potential. There's a potential, but here's the thing. Even though there's a potential, at the end of the day, there's no real mix-up to it, right? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, so even if I'm vanish installing my moves, even if I'm making all my moves unreflectable, at the end of the day, goddamn, they are really... I'm going to have to mute these guys. Holy shit, guys. Come on, dude. They are fucking going insane in this chat right now, dude. Time out. I have to mute the chat. What are you guys doing? Give me 15 minutes, dude. Holy fuck, dude. They are blowing up this chat right now. Sorry, guys. Clayton exposed. Who cares? Sorry, dude. Anyway. So here was the problem. Even though I'm trying to tell myself how would I play this game, right? Because I'm like, okay, I see an idea here. Okay, I'm doing this. This is just putting me back to what I was, right? I'm like, okay, I'm just back to what I was. I'm still at the sweet spot. I can vanish install my moves. You know what I mean? I can make my moves unhoming dashable. I can also stutter step if I'm actually literally trying to get the guy to bait it. You know what I mean? You have this range and it's all putting you back at whatever. You can abuse the priority system that always puts you back at 0. You know what I mean? So then, you know, even though you're -4 and it's a fireball, because of the priority system, your medium beats their jab, even when they try to get out of it from that sense, right? So, you know, I'm trying to tell somebody, I'm like, okay. And then, you know, randomly you think about where's the fun part in this, right? Well, randomly the guy gets mad and so he starts trying to jump away. And when he starts trying to jump away, then you have one of the real advantages that Vegito has that no other character has. Other characters don't have that. Other characters don't have a guy tries to jump out and you just scoop him up. Other characters can't fucking do that, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, that's a quotation marks fun moment of the match. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's your random guess. The guy just tried to get out of it because he sees that he's not being able to homing dash out of this. You know what I mean? He's not being able to attack out of it like he thinks he's going to be able to, right? So he's going to start trying to jump out. So I'm like, okay, there's something here. But then at the end of the day, again, none of it is actually real because you're never forcing the opponent's hand to do anything. So this is what I'm getting at, why this makes this game not fun, right? Because even though I showed you stuff that all this stuff is possible, this isn't doing any block damage. You're not forcing the opponent to do anything because he has no threat. Even when you're making this stuff quotation marks more real, even when you make this stuff quotation marks more real, well, fuck, is that your mix-up? Right? And it's like, that's a pretty piss poor mix-up, dude. Even if I'm making this real, that's pretty fucking slow, right? And it's like, because this game has no block damage, even when I'm making stuff more real than it usually is, it's not real because nothing is forcing the opponent's hand in this, right? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, well, fuck, dude, technically, and this isn't to say that you can't get out of it, period, because of course you can get out of it. It's just not conventionally the same, right? It's not conventionally the same way to get out of it. You don't look at this and you're like, oh, I can normally just reflect that. And you're like, oh, wait, why couldn't I reflect it that time, right? It's not like this is an infinite block string or something. It just makes this more real than it looks like it is because you no longer get out of it through conventional methods that look normal, right? But yeah, I mean, there's tons of ways you can do, like, there's setups where it's like, boom, boom, right? Blah, 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 right? It's like, there's setups to do it, right? Boom, I'm at 0. You know what I mean? Like, these are real setups, and they put you at that sweet spot of all your moves, right? But then you're like, again, at the end of the day, it's like, well, fuck, I'm not doing any block damage, so it's not real. Because I have no mix-up, right? It's like, even when I'm making these pressure strings real, when the game system is not destroying me, you know, and like I said, Vegito still has problems anyway. He still has problems, right? Like, this move, it's still too slow for what it is, right? It's still too slow for what it is, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. I do think there should be a laser beam version of the move, so the guy should, you know, be more afraid to try to get out of it, right? He has, like, you know, he still has problems, but even when you're making the stuff more real than it is, you're not forcing the opponent's hand per se, right? And even stuff like this, right? I mean, where am I? Where are we? Guard cancel, right? Even stuff like this might look real, what's going on, right? Like, boom, 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 boom. Sorry, I didn't hit it. Well, he tried to get out of it, and I was like, oh, wait a second, does that actually beat homing dash? And I'm like I said, and I'm like, wait, does that actually beat homing dash? What the fuck is going on, right? Because, you know, of course I wanted stuff like this to be real. But then I realized, wait a second, you know what I mean? Like, shit like this is, it takes a few frames to hit. And because it takes a few frames to hit, right? Don't worry about the guard cancel part. Because this takes a few frames to hit and it's not actually real, if I just do this, well, I can't even block that. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, fuck, if they're ever going to fix this, they literally need to make the hard do a few more frames of stun. Because that's not even being real then, right? I can't even block that. So then it's like, well, what is the mix-up of this, right? And it's like the mix-up of this is then homing dash. And then when you think about it like that, it's like, oh, the mix-up is homing dash. And then it feels boring because it's like, god damn it, every best mix-up in this game really is just homing dash. And it's like, all these characters, you could have all these characters do all this other stuff, but it's like, nope, the best mix-up really is homing dash. Because none of this stuff is actually real, right? And that gets like really fucking frustrating, right? What's going on? You missed me explaining a lot of bugs in the game. You missed me explaining bugs in the game, how to make your moves unhoming dashable, unreflectable, all this kind of shit. You missed a ton of shit that I don't think is common knowledge. And you can post in the chat. Did you guys know that you could do all this stuff in this game? Post in the chat if you didn't know you could actually do all this stuff in this game. Post in the chat if you did know you could do that. Those were big cracks. I don't know if you guys heard those cracks. Also sup, right? I came late. Yes, I saw your previous video. Yeah. So hopefully you guys got, you know what I mean? Hopefully that went over a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? You could see how that stuff actually works. It uses the priority system. I knew I could do it because Monger posted back in the third strike brace. You should play Under Night and Birth, way better fighting game. All takes it by word cheeseburger. Pop Rocks. What's Pop Rocks? Also sup. I'm going to head out. I'll watch this later. Blah blah blah. You uploading it later. Another demo. Clayton, you talked about watching amateurs play a new game because they actually try different things. Yes. Or for old games? No. Not for old games. No. There's no reason to watch old games. Watch a new player play an old game. No, of course not. All right. I knew setups like this existed, but not to this degree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know. So should we go over one more time the stuff I talked about before I leave, or if anyone ever had any other questions? Like I said, yeah, I don't know if everyone knew that you could do this stuff to this extent, right? You know what I mean? And it really shows why, like I said, I think Vegito is actually legitimately an interesting character. Like, I don't like how they did him in this game, but objectively speaking, he potentially can do a lot of really cool shit in this game that other characters can't. He does have legitimate strengths, right? But, like I said, you would need to fiddle with him a bit. Like I said, he does need a laser beam version of the move. You know what I mean? To make the guy more honest, you need to add in some block damage. You know what I mean? But do you think they will actually fix the fundamentals? I don't know. But anyway, so we can go over this one more time before I go. Again, I don't know where I was. Obviously, you can make your fireballs unreflectable. So let's go over this one more time before I go. So if we were to normally do something like Z reflect, right? So if I'm just doing, I'm gonna try to do a medium for this, right? I'm trying to mash medium. The medium doesn't come out, right? Medium doesn't come out. But if I stagger and I stutter when I do it, boom, it beats it, right? Okay, so did we see that? So we have to remember there's this fucking sweet spot of Vegito that we want to stay at, right? There's this range where everything starts, right? We want to stay where everything starts at this range, right? And then if we do something like that because the guy tries to attack, even though it's slow, you're not afraid of this, right? Because you're not going to get beat no matter what the dead guy does besides like DP, right? You're not going to get beat, right? So we have this fucking sweet spot right here. But how do we keep the pressure like that? Because it's not real, right? So you have to make it more real. So what are things that we can do to make it more real? Well, first of all, we have to make our fireballs unreflectable and unhoming dashable, or vanish install the moves, right? So again, normally we see that this doesn't work, right? We do this, boom. This isn't even close. Not even close. Not even close, right? So first of all, what is something we could do? We could vanish install the move. If we vanish install the move, like I said, I'll set the computer to do this, blah, blah, blah. I don't try to do anything, boom. All right? That's an idea what we want to do. We're playing at that sweet spot of the mid-range orb, right? We want to do that, but of course, normally I can just fucking homing dash it. But what if I vanish install the move? So if I were to vanish install the move, there. He automatically vanish installed the move. right? I set the computer to do that. That wasn't me. I automatically vanish installed the move if I do try to get out of that. So that's one way to get out of it. So now we've showed 2 ways to get out of that, right? We've showed you can make the fireball unreflectable, period, and we showed that you can fucking vanish install the move, right? Okay. So we have those. So this is becoming a little bit more real, right? Then we have the idea, since we have, you know, this fireball, right? This fireball is, you know what I mean, -4, right? So then we have to think about the priority system in the game, right? So normally we made this move unreflectable, unfireballable, homing dash, whatever, right? But because of the priority system in this game, when we set up the medium to be at 0 or -1, even if the guy tries to jab and their jab is out before us, our medium will beat it. Okay? So then let's watch this. Again, we're talking about the sweet spot of how you could potentially play this character. And I don't remember which is which. Again, I don't remember what I set to what. Boom. Okay, so that's I made that unreflectable again, right? So let's watch this. I do this, boom. I'm going to try to attack out of this. He beat me. Even though my jab, I should be at the advantage. And again, I'll put it to, you can see my display, right? Watch me do what I'm doing. I'll try to homing dash out of it. Even though it's a fireball, I'm going to try to homing dash out of it. See? It won't let me homing dash out of the fireball, right? I'll try to mash jab out of it. I did the wrong jab, I'm sorry. I got beat, okay? So even though it's a fireball, I made it unreflectable, unhoming dashable, right? And I put myself at such a disadvantage that even though the other guy is at the advantage and they can jab me before it, my medium will beat the jab because of the priority system of the game, right? So then we take it a step further, right? Because since we're at 0, when we're at 0 when we do that, oh, I'm sorry, that was badly timed. -1, whatever. Then we're at this range, of course. When we make the move 0 or -1, we're at a range where even if the character tries to jab, Vegito's jab wins because it's longer, right? So again, we continuously put ourselves in this little fucking sweet spot, dude, right? So where is it? How long is this one? Is this the correct one? So we're going to use multiple ideas in one string, right? Boom, 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 boom. And I'll try to get out of that. I'm going to try to get out of that, okay? Oh, I should put on... Sorry, my bad. Hopefully you can hear my keys. Like, okay, watch, he's going to do this. Boom, boom. He made this unreflectable. Did you hear me trying to get out of that? Did you hear me? Even though it was a fireball. Normally you can get out of that, correct? Normally you can get out of that. Let's watch this again with the commands. I'm going to try to get out of it the first time. No, it wouldn't let me get out of it. And he puts himself at 0, so then he's at the advantage because of the distance. Did you see me mashing homing dash and I couldn't get out of it? So we used multiple ideas. We made multiple fireballs unreflectable, on homing dashable, whatever. All this kind of shit, right? And it continuously puts us in this sweet spot, right? But again, the problem is when I was trying to fathom how I would play this game, and I was like, even using these ideas, making this somewhat more real, and I use real in quotation marks, right? Real in quotation marks. It's not real, right? Of course you can get out of it, right? It's not like a real lockdown, but it's more real than it looks like it is, right? It's more real than it looks like it is because you can't get out of it through conventional means in the game that you would think, right? Thanks for the $2, Peter Salazar. Thanks for this, right? So even though, again, I'm not saying it's real, it's more real than it looks like, right? And that's the whole point. And I'm like, okay, well, at least if I can make this shit more real than it looks. The problem is, even if I'm dancing out of this range, in and out, blah, 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 how am I forcing the opponent's hand, right? How do you force the opponent's hand to get scared, right? How am I making the opponent scared, right? If he tries to jab, do whatever, you know what? I'm -1. I'm putting myself at disadvantages that don't hurt me and always put me back at a sweet spot, right? And it's like, well, how do I force my hand though? Because none of this, even though I'm pressuring the guy, is doing real block damage. So he's not afraid. I mean, I guess if he was getting annoyed to block, and he might try to jump, and I might get a big throw sometimes, right? I might get a big throw, but it's still not real. And there are random conversions you can do from this, right? So we're talking about like this, like, right? So again, we're stutter stepping at this kind of range that this hits, right? And when we stutter step, of course, we'll be able to, if we, assuming, let's say we didn't time the fire, let's say that we didn't make the fireball unreflectable. Let's say we fucked it up. We're always doing it from this range anyway that we can react with the 2 hard slash, right? We can always react with the 2 hard slash from this range anyway. Even if we fucked up making the move unreflectable, we're always at a range that we can react to it, right? So, what do we have random kind of like, what are our random conversions from these kind of positions, right? So, random conversions. What are random conversions that Vegito gets at these ranges? He's playing in and out, so there he gets that. Because at this range, you cannot stutter step with this move and then have the homing dash hit. So even though that is a combo, that's not a realistic combo in a real match, because you cannot stutter step with that move and then react to it hitting and that will hit. That's only a combo. That's not like a, you know, a hit confirm, if you will, right? But he does have certain hit confirms he can do at this range, right? So this might be a hit confirm. He's playing at that range. Boom, he does this combo. Look at me mashing super. Look at those mash supers. I'm mashing super like a motherfucker. Right? So there's a random conversion for you, right? What other conversions does he have, right? You know what I mean? Because maybe you're hitting, boom, maybe you're hitting that. Maybe you're hitting this. It doesn't matter. Like, who knows what you're fucking hitting with this move, right? Okay, well, maybe you hit this. This time you hit it from there. Okay, well, you get this conversion off of that, right? Boom. You see the conversion? You want to watch the combo again? There's another conversion you get from the move like that, right? Do you see? That would be a conversion with that version of the move. Boom. And then he has conversions. We could do this kind of conversion. Again, you're playing at that. You're harassing the guy back and forth. You know, you're going back and forth. Boom, boom here. Boom, boom. What am I doing? Even if you try to attack to get out of it, you get hit. Boom, boom. I got these unreflectable strings I can do. Boom, boom. I'm at 0. I'm at 0, and it put me at the sweet spot that I hit you and you can't hit me. And we're at 0. Okay, boom, boom. Everything is putting you back at a sweet spot. Then we have another conversion like this. But, oh, what am I doing? Blah, blah. In and out of that range. Boom. You do a conversion like that, right? Then let's say we have conversions like this. We have conversions like this, right? Boom, Vegito. Oh, that was another thing. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a different... Well, I guess I didn't tape that one, right? But anyway. So the point is, again, all this stuff that, you know what, you can make it a little bit more real, but at the end of the day, it's not really forcing the opponent's hand because it's not real block damage, right? Do you get what I'm saying? And then you have shit like this. This shit is not real enough, right? And it's like, we already know it's not a mix-up. Can it at least do some block damage? Can it at least be more real? You know what I mean? So he has a lot of shit, but it's just not real enough, and it's not forcing your hand. It's not actually forcing the opponent's hand, right? Anyway. Hashtag Clayton never talks about tech. Hashtag Clayton just showed more tech than anyone else ever does, right? Clayton doesn't know how to play video games. Clayton just showed tech that most people don't even fucking know about to this extent, right? So, you know what I mean? Come on. I've thought about how I would potentially play the game, but the problem is it's just not real enough. You know what I mean? It's not real enough. Yeah, so it's like, I would say, I don't know if people know you can do all that. I don't know, Scarlet Photon, did you see me make all the fireballs unreflectable, all that kind of stuff? But really, I mean, that stuff is possible, right? You know, again, we can watch the biggest one again. We can watch just, we can put multiple ideas in one string, right? Again, I should probably, is it 4? It was 4 the big one, right? So boom, he does this, this is the whole thing, right? And this doesn't look real. And it's not real per se, right? Of course you can get out of it, but it's more real than it looks because you're making your moves unreflectable. You're making your moves unhoming dashable. You know, and boom, boom. That doesn't look real. But if I try to homing dash out of it, because I stutter stepped, it doesn't let me get out of it the same way, right? And you're like, well, wait. And if I try to get out of it, boom, I did a jab. He should have run into that, right? Realistically speaking, he should have run into that. Look at this. I'm kicking the shit out of him. He should have ran into it, right? But boo, see, my kick is hitting him, but because of the priority system, he can't win there, right? So then, okay, we're showing, boom, boom, you're making your moves unreflectable. You put yourself in a sweet spot, boom, he does that. He makes more of his moves unreflectable. Let's watch the whole thing again. And I'll try to get out of it. You see, and he blocks it. Even though normally that is not real. That normally isn't real. I mean, we can show it again. Like, watch. That normally is not real. Normally you can't do that. Or sorry, my bad. Normally you cannot do this. It's not even close to working. And that's why I said, like, this move does need to be faster, right? Because look at this. This isn't even close to working. Look how bad that is. That's why I always say this move needs an EX laser beam move. Because this isn't even close to working. Now you can vanish install it. Again, let's watch the vanish install. Now you can vanish install it. If we were going to vanish install it, watch, the computer's going to do it, so it's not me. You know, boom. If I don't try to get out of it, if I respect him, nothing happens. But if I try to get out of it, oops, sorry. Let's try to do this again. He vanishes automatically because I vanish installed the move. So do you see the concepts that are actually possible in the game, right? You can vanish install your moves. You can make your moves unreflectable, unhoming dashable, right? Right? So there are things you can do in this game. But the problem is, and again, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying any of this is real because you can still get out of it. Of course you can get out of it, but it makes it more real than it looks like. Because the conventional wisdom of how you get out of it no longer works. You know what I mean? But the problem is, even when you are making it more real, you're not doing any block damage. This is not forcing the opponent's hand. How is this forcing? You know, people always talk about Goichi and how he blocks. Well, even if Goichi knows all about the game and say, imagine Goichi doesn't know that you can do all this shit. Imagine he doesn't know that you can make moves fireball and homing dash and unreflectable and all this kind of shit. Well, you know what the thing is? If I was going to verse Goichi, though, still, there's no mix-up, so Goichi is still going to fucking block all this because there's no fireballs, right? Because there's no block damage, right? So that's the kind of thing, it's like, well, fuck. How are you going to mix someone up with this, right? Because there's no real mix-up to it. Yes, you're making it more real so you can no longer conventionally get out of it, but look how slow this is. That's a fucking slow mix-up, dude. I mean, they're going to have to be asleep to get hit by that, right? You're going to have to be calling a lot of assists to get hit about that, right? You're going to have to be calling all your assists. You're going to have to use some real fucking swag to make that hit. Yes, you made it more real, but there's still no block damage, right? And that's why I always came back, and that's why even when I tried to tell myself when Vegito came out, I was like, can I play this game? And I was like, the problem is, even if I do this, I know it's not real. Even if I know that this would be super annoying, it's not doing enough block damage that I can think realistically at the highest level of play, unless the person was just falling asleep half the time, that this would work to beat somebody because there's no block damage. It would be very difficult, right? When I fathom how this game can be played at the highest level, and let's say that, like, and of course, like I said, most people don't even know the fucking shit I'm talking about, right? So when I fathom the game at the highest level, I'm like, well, fuck, dude. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. And yeah, maybe sometimes the guy tries to jump out and you get grabbed and some of this shit works. It's like, fundamentally speaking, it's just not real enough because it's still too slow to force the opponent's hand, right? You know what I mean? It's too slow to force the opponent's hand to make it real, dude. You know? And it's like, at least if this was doing block damage, you know what I mean? It's like, that's why I said Vegito, I do think, actually has potential. I think Vegito, even with a slow mix-up like he has, does have potential to be a really good character. Because if this stuff was a little bit faster, if he had an EX version that you couldn't just homing dash through all this kind of stuff, you didn't have to homing dash, or you didn't have to vanish install your moves, you didn't have to go through all this complicated shit. If his stuff was a little bit quicker and you had block damage, it was a little bit more real, I think he's a fine character, actually. You know, if stuff was a little bit more real, like, stuff like this is like a fundamental flaw too. Like, here we have this, right? That shit is stupid. Like, first of all, reversals, it should not be, you know, what it takes like 4 frames to start, right? Like, reversals should not be frame 4, whatever. And then you can even vanish it. And it's like, man, how are you going to hit somebody with this? Like, the thing is, the only reason this would hit somebody is if you were being too slow, or the fact that you didn't have meter to get out of it, or the fact that because it's a tag team game, it's hectic. So because there's so much shit going on in the screen at once, you're like, oh fuck, I just wasn't paying attention. But again, this stuff is just not real enough. That's why I just said, it's like every time I thought about Vegito, I thought, okay, I could make a team with Vegito, right? Sure I could. And I'm sure I could beat some people, even as much as I hate how pre-planned this game is. But you know what? When I fathomed it, I'm like, how am I going to be the best in the world with Vegito? How the fuck is this stuff going to work against the best in the world if they have quick reactions? And I'm like, I don't think you can consistently beat someone with this kind of stuff. Because it's just not real enough. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, again, most people didn't even know this shit worked, right? And I'm sure people can go try this and you might do better with Vegito because most people didn't know this shit works. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's still not forcing the opponent's hand enough. And it's hard for me to fathom imagining winning consistently with this at the very highest level of play because it's not forcing the opponent's hand enough. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? If some like I said, like, and some of this stuff is okay. Like, I mean, you know, he has like low to the ground Banshee Blast like this, boom, 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 boom. Sorry. He has shit like that. Like, okay, that stuff is kind of good. And you know, I thought about before, like, oh, is this okay? Like, if I'm just close to them, would I do this? I'm like, well, if I was that close, why wouldn't I just do that? I may as well just do Lightsaber. Because at least even if the guy is reflecting out of it, right? Like, if the guy's even reflecting out of this, like, I'm not afraid of this, right? Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? I see potential mix-up there. You know what I mean? There's a mix-up, there's a reactable thing if the guy tries to get out of that. And since you're so low to the ground, if the guy homing dashes, okay, yeah, like, there's an idea there, right? But what about, it's just not real enough, right? I mean... So he has ideas, but the thing is, when I think about Vegito, and again, I think about the highest level of play, and I'm like, the only time that I can ever fathom that this stuff would win at the highest level of play, the only reason that this stuff would win at the highest level of play is not because of Vegito, but because of the hectic nature of the game. Because it's a tag team game and a lot of shit is going on. Because at the end of the day, again, it's just not real. So I guess if your opponent at the highest level of play is getting confused because there's just so much shit going on, but otherwise you're just not forcing the opponent's hand enough, right? I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm gonna finish this up. If you guys have any other questions before I go, we can talk about it. Thanks to the people that donated today. Again, if you guys didn't know about this, hashtag Clayton actually does understand strategy of the game or some bullshit. Super chat, PayPal, Patreon, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have thought about how I would play the game, right? I want to make the game fun, but I just don't appreciate the fundamentals of the game, right? I mean, I've thought about this stuff, but this stuff just isn't real enough, you know? Ooh, my back is hurt. Like I said, by all means, remember to watch the YouTube video of this as well, because I put some other stuff in the YouTube video as well if you guys want to watch that. Let me see if I have. I probably missed a lot of comments, guys. Let me go back. Too much esports involved for unfun mechanics. Yeah. You know, so I can't believe I've actually seen people complaining. I saw some haters trying to say, like, I can't believe Clayton wants block damage. Why should someone be punished for blocking? And I'm like, what do you mean you're being punished for blocking? What are you talking about? You're actually, if you didn't block the fireball, you would have took more damage. You're not being punished for blocking. What do I think about the mix-up Wawa was talking about on Twitter? I don't know the mix-up Wawa was talking about on Twitter. I'm not sure. Virginia's bot bans. Nobody paid over $60 just to block. He just needs something that doesn't let the opponent sit there. Vegito's best assist is A, right? Like I said, I don't play the game competitively. What do I mean by block damage? What do you mean by block damage? Yeah, I mean block damage. I don't know what else. What else would I mean about block damage? Honestly, you made me go from hating Vegito to thinking he's super interesting. Yeah, like I said, Vegito, and I think Vegito is a character that could be very interesting in the dynamic of the game. The concept here is earning respect. Can't wait to see what you say about Gogeta someday. I actually have. I think I've made a video about how I would change Gogeta actually already. Yeah, and you get a 5M combo if he mashes. Yeah. Do older games like old Guilty Gears have the priority system? No. I think BlazBlue has a priority system, though. I've heard that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think BlazBlue has a priority system, correct? I forget. What do you think about the mix-up same-side sword cross-up? I don't know what you mean by same-side sword cross-up. You mean like this kind of shit? Like, are you going like those kind of mix-ups? Like when you're whatever, blah, 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 or something else? That might work if they unplug their controller before the match. In my opinion, the cross-up or same side story is a great mix-up for Vegito. But yeah, you can't risk without having a reward. Gohan might be an issue if this game had more chip damage, but of course they could just tone down. The thing is, this game does not need to be afraid of block damage because you have Reflect. You have Reflect, so you don't need to be afraid of block damage. That's what Reflect is there for. It's not just like a ghetto parry, it's also making you not take block damage. It's fine. Across all fighting games, I'm noticing a huge reluctance to make chip damage and zoning stronger, yeah. Heck, in recent example, you've got Strive's chip damage not killing before they reverted it, yep. Yeah, Vegito's a character that's supposed to make you want to get out, but there's no danger. That's why I said Vegito, like I said, I've said this before, dude. I don't agree with the idea of a character not having a fast low, whatever. But Vegito is a character. You could give him an excuse. And like I said, when I made my changes for Vegito, I actually told the ghetto way that you could give Vegito a low. I do think you could, like, so here's what I would do. Because I've said this before too, if you've watched my videos about how I would change Vegito, I think every character like needs moves that don't move them forward. And so one problem with Vegito is, I'll show you this right here. This is a problem with Vegito, and they fixed this a little bit. They did fix this a little bit. This move has never had enough usage, right? This move has never had enough usage. So they fixed it in this patch a little bit, like boom, right? Now it has a bit of a use, right? Like that is like those kind of combos, whatever you're fucking doing, that is a good use. But here's my idea that you could actually make that move. Kill two birds with one stone, right? So if I was making the game, if I was going to be fiddling with characters, right? I would be going off of the ideas that I've said, going off their fundamental strengths and their weaknesses. You can fiddle with them a little bit, but still keep them weak. So if we think that Vegito is weak low-wise, right? Well, what I would do with Vegito is, honestly, I would make this move, I would make this his 1L, right? His down back L, I would make this, right? And I would give Vegito a new low, a down 2L, where, have you guys ever played the 3D games? Have you guys ever played like Dragon Ball Z Infinite World and all that kind of stuff? Say in the chat, have you guys ever played Dragon Ball Z Infinite World, all that kind of bullshit? Have you guys ever played that? I don't know if you guys ever had it, right? But in those games, Vegito just has this normal where he stands up and he kicks you in the shin and then he roundhouses you in the air, right? He kicks you in the shin and then he roundhouses you in the air. And he doesn't move forward. He just kind of does like a little kick to your shin and then he does a roundhouse and the guy pops up in the air, right? And so this is what I would do for Vegito. If I was going to give Vegito a low, I would make this move his 1L. And then for his regular 2L, I would just make it a normal that doesn't move him forward. And he just does that Infinite World, whatever the fuck game was called, where he just does the kick, a 2-hit normal, where he just kicks you in the shin once, and then he roundhouses you in the air. And then the only move that combos from it is this. Because he kicks the guy across the screen, all that would combo is this. And you've instantly killed two birds with one stone, right? Vegito is still weak low-wise, right? He's not going to be getting any huge combo. He's not going to be getting any of those big combos off of low. But you give him one very kind of miscellaneous low that doesn't move him forward. He does a quick one-hit kick to the shin, and he does the roundhouse that kicks you in the air, that Infinite World move. And the only thing that combos from it, since he kicks the guy away, is this. And you've killed two birds with one stone. You've given him a very novel low option that gives him a weak combo off of it. A very specific weak combo. But the specific weak combo is giving this sword, this laser sword, another move. Because the laser sword just doesn't have enough usage, right? So there's a quick, easy way if you wanted to give Vegito a low while still making him weak in terms of high-low, you could do. He's not going to be getting any of his max damage combos. You know what I mean? Because he automatically kicks the guy away into the air. And the only thing that can combo after it is like the lightsaber thing. There you go. Boom. Two birds with one stone. Anyway, where are we? I've already played on... I don't... Why, dude, didn't we just talk about this in the last chat? I showed me playing online, dude. I sent 3 links. I cannot force you guys to click the links. I keep showing me playing online, dude. I cannot force you guys to click the links. I don't know how many times I have to keep posting it. You just don't watch them, dude. I don't know why people keep saying, post you playing online. Dude, I keep posting it. I can't... If you guys don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Have I made a video about Vegito pressure concepts? No, not about pressure concepts per se, no. Clayton, can you tell me the timing of the Vegito Banshee Blast combo? You just super jump medium. You super jump medium, and then you do a fireball. And then you do jab. Hello, do you like cooler? I mean... I don't know. It's right here. I think I do some Banshee Blast combos I do some Banshee Blast combos right here. Oh, gosh darn tootin'. Look at these Banshee Blast combos right there, dude. Look. You see? You want me to do it again? I'll do it again. Here it is. Boom. Let's watch a Banshee Blast combo. Boom. I'll do it on a different character. Let's do it on a different character. Boom. You get the idea. That's the combo. Do you like cooler? No, I don't really care about cooler. I play Raging Blast. Remember that a lot of new players struggle with learning to block? Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's doesn't help the game, though. Clayton, my man, thanks for giving this game so much light, dude. No reason. Or thank you. I appreciate it. Clayton, why does everyone call you dad? Because you're the daddy of the game. So anyway... Were we able, did everyone see all the stuff I talked about in this video? Did everyone see all the theories? Last time, then I'm going. So put in your questions. This is the last time we're showing it. Vanish installing. I'm not going to do anything. Boom. This is what he does if you don't vanish. But I vanish install the move. Oops, sorry. He vanished because I vanished installed the move. Blah, 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 blah. Vanish installed the move. Then we make our fireballs unreflectable and unhoming dashable. You can see what I'm doing. So if I do... Where is it? Is this correct? He's going to medium. Okay, so I'm going to try to homing dash out of this because he's doing a fireball. Oh, that time... Oh, fuck, I actually hit it. My bad. Yeah, that actually hit it. Fuck my teeth. There we go. I got hit. There you go, see? Tried to homing dash, got hit out of it. I can try to jab out of it. I got hit, blah, blah, blah. So if we do a big one, I think this is the big one, right? I'm trying to get out of it. It won't let me get out of it because I made it unreflectable, okay? You guys got it? So anyway... There you go. You can see, you can homing dash or vanish install your moves, homing dash, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I can try to get out of it again. Boom, boom. Where do you think you normally can get out of it? I'm trying to get out of it. Won't let me. Blah, 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 blah. Boom. I tried to homing dash out of it. Again, it's a fireball, but it won't let you homing dash out of the fireball anymore. Blah, blah, blah. So I have to eat that. Boom, boom. Oh, that time. Try it again. Couldn't get out of it, see? Even though it was a fireball, I couldn't get out of it. Anyway. That's how it all basically works, dude. Install means I just vanish to make sure if he tries to get out of it, he doesn't get out of it. So I vanished early. So I guess if you see him doing it, I would be... Where is it? Training settings, where is it? Or wait, recording settings. So it's 1. So I'm not going to do anything. But look at the commands of Vegito. You see I vanish installed it? Did you see my commands for Vegito right there? Did you see how I vanish installed the move? Look at that. Do you see I vanish installed the move on the commands? So now if I try to get out of it, or well, watch this. So if I don't try to do anything, boom, he gets pressure. If I try to get out of it, he automatically gets out of it. See? Boom. So you can make your fireballs unreflectable, fireballs unhoming dashable, all that kind of stuff, right? Anyway. So basically, you know what I mean? Because normally, when you car cancel, you can always car cancel into a vanish, right? But because it's a special move, you can't do it unless the person tries to get out of it, right? Yeah, I don't know all these things. I don't call all these things like options, selects, all this kind of stuff. I don't use all these words that other people use. Like I said, I've been playing games since Street Fighter 2, so I just call things whatever the fuck I call it, I guess, right? But again, boom, you see I don't do anything, but I vanish installed it. See, boom, 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 it's right there. And then if I try to get out of it, he automatically gets out of it, right? So anyway. And then, of course, last time, just to show it, making your moves unreflectable, or get Vegito in here. Again, normally if you do it like this, where's guard cancel? Super dash. If I just try to do this, oh, sorry, it needs to be blocking. Where is it? Watch it one more time. Normally I can't get it. I'm mashing medium, but I can't get it out. But if I do, oh, I fucked it up. My bad. Boom, I hit him, see? Then he can't get out of it. So there is a timing to it, right? There is a bit of a timing to it, right? But anyway, that's how you do it, right? It depends on which Banshee Blast you're talking about. It depends on which Banshee Blast Tiger Knee combo you're talking about. I don't know which one you're talking about. There's multiple of them, so it depends. Depends on which one you're talking about. I mean, there's a Tiger Knee one right there, right? Like, that's a Tiger Knee. For that one, you Tiger Knee. Blah, 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 right? So it depends on which one you're talking about, because they're all potentially different. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you guys want to support the channel, after the 2 hard slash, after the 2 hard slash, that's a Tiger Knee one. You have to auto combo Tiger Knee. And I've showed why that is stupid. You have to auto combo Tiger Knee, and the game will randomly eat your inputs, right? I've said this before. This is why games are stupid. They make games so easy, so let's watch my inputs. Do you see what I did? Do you see I Tiger Kneed there? I got to make him actually get hit by it, but do you see that I Tiger Kneed there and I didn't actually jump? So let's try this again. Do you see I Tiger Kneed, but I didn't actually jump, right? I Tiger Kneed, but I didn't actually jump because the game ate my commands like a little fucker. And you see that time? That time I jumped. Do you see what I'm saying? That time I jumped, even though I did the exact... Look at my commands. My commands are exactly the same. This is why motherfuckers, when motherfuckers keep asking me about inputs, this is why I don't put inputs. Because people would complain, I'm doing the same input as you, but it's not working. I'm doing the same input as you, but it's not working. Of course it's not working because the game will eat your inputs. Look at my inputs right there. It's the exact same command each time, and I got a different thing. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I don't put inputs, because the game will eat your command when you're trying to do the combo randomly. Do you see what I'm saying? I did the exact same command. The exact same command is on my screen right now, but it did 2 different things because the game can eat your inputs. That's why I don't put inputs. It's fucking stupid. It's retarded. Okay? The game will eat your inputs when you're trying to do that combo. The game does not want that combo to work. I thought Daimo said he actually used... Daimo, if you're still in the chat, didn't Daimo actually say he actually tested it? And he actually saw even it was happening for him too. The game will eat your inputs when you're going for that specific combo. I don't know why the game eats your inputs when you're going for the combo sometimes, but the game literally sometimes does not want you to do the combo, and it will eat your inputs. There's no secret. I told you guys how to do it. I just also told you guys, yes, the game will eat your inputs. There's no secret. It just fucking happens because the game is fucking stupid. You have to time it extremely specifically or else the game will eat your inputs when you try to do it and it won't give it to you. Right? You see? I'm not hiding anything from you guys. I told you. Look at that. See? And there I did it again. Look, that time I didn't jump. But it was the exact same input. Because the game will eat your inputs if you don't do it correctly. Despite you jumping. That's why it's fucking stupid. Anyway. Anything else, guys? I'm going to bust out of here. Thanks for tuning in. PayPal, Super Chat, Patreon. If you guys want to support the channel, I'll put those links in real quick. It does help. Or there's a Super Chat here. If you guys want to support the channel, Super Chat, it does help. Or share the videos. I also made a YouTube video talking about all this stuff. Where's all those links? Let me post that in here real quick. Fuck my titties. Ba 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 da do 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 ba 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 da do ba 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 boy 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 do 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 do. Let me get this link and then I'll bust out of here. Let me bust a nut. So again, remember, if you guys want to support the channel, oops, that's the wrong thing.
We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. Together we will make America great.
If you want to make my channel great again, if you want to make my channel great again, there you go. Anyway, guys, there you go. Trump ads are on everything nowadays, aren't they? Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys saw everything I said, how to do everything. I also made a YouTube video about it if you want to watch it. Like I said, blah, 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 blah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, like I said, by all means, share it. Like I said, most people don't even know that, I'm sure. People think that I have no idea how to play the game. I'm sure most, like I said, most people don't even know this stuff existed in the game. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's like, but anyway, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thanks, guys. The end. Oops, wrong thing.